What is going on YouTube? Another video coming at you from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. This is my video where I'm going to go over Washington's cap situation and kind of like what I think they'll do this year and kind of like how it breaks down monetarily. Before I get started, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We get videos like this all the time. So without any further ado, let's dive into this. So projected, this is like a rough estimate, but Washington's going into next season. If they make no changes at all, they have $35 million they can spend in free agency. Now, we do have some things that are going to happen, some things we're going to do. I think Alex Smith should retire. I think he will retire, but just in case he doesn't, Washington owes him $23 million total. But if we cut him after June 1st, Washington only has to pay out $4.3 million, and Washington saves himself $19 million. That puts our cap space up to $53 million. Okay, that's not all that needs done, though. There's one other thing Washington can do this offseason, and I think that's cut Landon Collins. Landon Collins is worth $18 million next year, which if we cut him, it's a lot of we actually owe a lot of money. We owe $18 million, but if we cut him after January 1st, we cut that in half. So we put another $9 million on our cap. So that's $60 million that we have in cap space. And I think that's the two guys that Washington has on the books they'll probably get rid of. They might actually do the Jonathan Allen extension. I don't know. Maybe they'll wait till next year, see how he plays out his last year of his contract. But everyone else on this list is contracted, so we don't have to worry about extending them now. We do have to worry about extending some people. Now, I'm not going to go into full depth of 4 years, how much money they're making in bonuses, just how much they'll cost will be next year, or this coming season, is all I'm going to factor in when it comes to free agents. Okay, so Brandon Sheriff, we're going to resign. I think Brandon Sheriff will probably get about $14 million a year. So $14 million. Now that might be over. That might be 4 years, might be 5 years, might be all guaranteed, none guaranteed. It doesn't matter. Just what will he cost next year will be about $14 million. Okay. He might actually take a hometown discount. He doesn't want to stay in Washington. If Washington was like a 5-year deal, $12.5 million a year, he may take it. I don't know, but he may take it. Okay. I would love to get Ryan Kerrigan back for a year, but I don't think it's going to happen. Thomas Davis is retiring. Kevin Pierre-Louis, for the right price, maybe, but Ronald Darby is the one I want to go to because Ronald Darby has proven himself to me to be a starting corner in this league. And I think you're going to get Ronald Darby for about $7.5 million. So you're going to get him about $7.5 million, maybe as high as 10 as high as I go, but a conservative number, considering he didn't make that much last year. And I'm actually going to bring up his salary last year, see what he did make, just make sure I'm not crazy on what he made last year. Okay. Bring that up. There we go. Yeah, last year he didn't have that high of a salary, so I think there's a huge jump in how much let's look at this history here. That's the most he's ever made. So Washington could literally offer him the most he's ever made. So $7.5 million might actually be pretty high, but I think that's what you got to pay to get him. Dustin Hopkins. I'm just going to click Dustin Hopkins here, and I think he gets the most kickers only make about $1 million. I think it's a Dustin Hoffman or Kicker X, but they both make about the same. Reuben Foster, I don't see us resigning him. I don't see us resigning David Sharp unless it's like a cheap deal. Ryan Anderson, not going to be able to afford him. He's going to want like 10 to 12 million. He's going to go somewhere else. Nick Sudberg is someone I would extend. He'll probably get about $2 million. Not 20 million. It's just a long snapper. But he'll get between 1 and 2 million. And then when you go down here, Taylor Heineke is someone I think we should re-sign. If we look at his salary cap, I don't think he made that much last year. I'm really curious to see how much he made, to be honest with you. But just by working, no, he made $100,000 almost just working a month. That's really efficient work. So I think Washington should extend him, and Washington will extend him, and he'll give him a reasonable salary. It'll be about $2 million considering he's still a backup, and they'll probably give him like a 2 or 3 year deal with that. If he works out, great. If not, they can cut bait really quickly. And there's not really one more guy for sure, Cam Sims. he'll probably get a similar deal where he'll get like a cheaper deal with a couple of years on it, or like 2-year deal. Yeah, so not making that much. I think a good number for him and a good number for Washington is to pay him $3 million a year, at least for the next year, and then you have like a 2-year deal, but basically the first year's all guaranteed, the second year's not. Let's bring him back. And so looking at this, Washington has $35 million in cap space. All right, $35 million. I think I've actually overgauged a couple of these guys, but just being safe. The one person I think Washington should pursue in the offseason is Allen Robinson. Now, if you look at Allen Robinson's, like how much he's made over the years, Allen Robinson last couple of years has made, I think he's going to make about, I think Allen Robinson's looking to get on a team, and he's looking to get on a team to win. So I think Washington, if they make a trade that I'm going to go over here in a minute, Washington, he'll want to come here, and I think he'll make $12.5 million his first year. He may make more than that over time per year, but $12.5 million. And then that leaves us $23 million in cap space. Now, I can't show this on here. It won't let me do the trade. But if I showed you, let me go to, where's the Lions? Detroit. Okay, Detroit. Okay. So Detroit has Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, if you look at it, let me look at the calculator real quick. If we trade for him before, like pretty much before the draft, that way we make sure we have a quarterback. And oh, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Trade. If they trade him, the Lions owe him $19 million, and we would only have to pay him about $14 million. So $14 million is the hangover amount that we would end up paying, and they would end up paying $19 million in dead cap. So we only owe $19 million. And here's what's cool about that with him is next year we'd only owe $20 million. So we get a quarterback next year for $20 million, and then in 2023 we only owe $18 million, or we don't even know that. We owe where is he at? $3 million. That's all we owe. That's all he is owed in 2023. So that's actually a really good contract to have when you're building a team, and in a couple of years you have to sign a lot of your rookies to long-term deals. So, like literally, if you go back to Washington, this number minus $14 million, now you're looking at $9 million, and we have $9 million extra dollars roughly to play around with free agency. There's tons of other players out there. I'll do that over here and see what other players are out there, what are top rated. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go for quarterback. I don't think we're going to do that. There's tons of other players out here. We can get another edge rusher. We can get, I know we're looking for linebackers. We're looking for guards. That's not a bad deal for a guard, Joe Thuney. Opposite of Brandon Sheriff. We may do that route. We may draft one. We may think we're good at offensive tackle. We may go for a safety. Anthony Harris is a good option. So it just depends on, it also depends on the price range. But if we can get someone in here to fill that extra $9 million cap space, we have room for one other player, maybe two other players, depending on what we're looking for. So assuming this is what Washington does, then they spend $14 million on in trade for Matt Stafford. And like I said, I think Arnold Darby, that's probably overpaying for someone who's been injured most of his career. So you could probably finagle that down to like maybe $5 or $6 million, and then we have $10 million left after we make all these re-signings and after we add a piece or two in free agency, and then we trade for Matt. Now, because we have that figured out, so basically, what is Washington looking for now? Well, we need another weapon at the wide receiver position, in case Kelvin Harmon isn't coming back, in case Cam Sims doesn't pan out. So we need another weapon there. We need a tight end. We lost Jeremy Sprinkle, so I think we'll replace him in free agency. It's fine, or in the draft. That's fine. We just got to draft one that's pretty high caliber. We don't need a quarterback, but if a good quarterback falls in our lap, we can take him. Let's say if Zach Wilson falls in 19, hell yeah, you take that trade. You take that pick. Um, what else we need? We need linebackers. That's one of the biggest things we're going to get in the draft, I think. Mainly defensive players. Offensively, I think we're actually pretty decent at offense when it comes to some of our weapons. You have Terry, you have Cam Sims, you have Calvin Harmon coming off injury, you have Logan Thomas. You need to get another tight end, you need another receiver. So there's two pieces right there. I think your running back core is pretty set with Bryce Love, Gibson, and Barber, and even J.D. McKissick. I think you're good there. Quarterback, like I said, if you get Matt Stafford, you're pretty set at quarterback, and you have a solid backup in Taylor Heinicke. So really what you need is just defenders. But you also got to just get depth, and you might need left tackle and left guard. So if something good falls in your lap, you definitely got to take it there. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is I'm actually going to show what Washington can do in the draft. So I don't think Washington will trade up. We'll see what's available. Maybe someone falls. It's possible. I actually think Washington, it would behoove them, it would be in their best interest to trade down a crap ton in this draft. I think Washington will benefit from trading down, getting more picks, accumulating more talent, and Zach Wilson fell us. If Zach Wilson falls to us in 19, you'd be stupid not to take him. So I actually planned on, I may do another one right after this, where I play out the scenario where Washington trades down, but I'm not going to pass on Zach Wilson. I'd be an idiot to pass on Zach Wilson. If he falls in 19, Washington takes him, and he sits behind Matt Stafford for 1 or 2 years, and then he's the future of the franchise going forward. Okay, so what I say we needed? I said we needed a tight end. The tight end I want is already gone. Great. That's fantastic. So we may not get a tight end until later. That's kind of weird that the tight end I want is already gone. And any of the tight ends I would consider are already gone. So Washington will probably take best available player. They're going to look for inside linebackers. They're going to look for possibly even a free safety. If they think a free safety is going to be fall into the lap, that's pretty good. So I'm looking here. Not a lot of options for free safety. I will probably, they might take a corner. It's possible as well. So if they have like a guy fall like this, he's a first rounder that falls second and 19th pick in the second round. Yeah, they're probably going to take the best available. If the best available is a corner, they'll take a corner. I don't know. He wouldn't start right away though. That's the problem with that. And dang, okay. Yeah, I'm a little conflated here. They might take an offensive tackle. That might be a better position to look at right now, offensive tackle. I think Arlick Jackson is a good pick, but I think I can get him in the third. How about offensive guard? No, I don't need a fullback. Ah, shoot. Okay, good thing I didn't do that. Okay, let's see. I don't need a fullback. I need a guard. Let's look at guard. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So let's take another look at strong safety. You know what? I've done this before, and the kid from Washington, TCU, Darius Washington from TCU's looked pretty decent. I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, strong safety. Apparently I reached. Okay, so offensive tackle now. My guy's still there. I gotta take him. All right, good. So offensive tackle, free safety is the two main ones. And now the rest, I think the next few picks I'm going to be focusing solely on middle linebacker. So there's a guy, I guess he's already been taken. Browning. Okay, so let's just look at inside and outside linebacker real quick. I got thrown for a loop the fact that I had a total plan to do something completely different with this draft, but you get. Like I said, Zach Wilson falls to you. You've got to take Zach. It's not, you don't even think twice about it. I think right here we take Jabril Cox, inside linebacker. Okay. And at this point now we got to look at receiver. Any good receivers? Seth Williams, I guess. Like I said, I had totally planned to like trade down and accumulate picks and draft a slew of guys. But I just don't see that happening at this point. And then what I like to do in this draft is see, like, is there any day 2 guys that have fallen? There's none. So basically, we just have to draft what we need. So beyond this, I never trust this, by the way. So I'll look at tight end. And I don't think any tight end here is really, maybe BYU because he played with Zach, this BYU kid. But in the 5th round, what can we get in the 5th round that's going to have value? I think we go with cornerback. I think we can get a cornerback right now. I think we get a linebacker. So let's see what's available here. I have a couple. We have a Alabama corner, so that's not a bad option. But also, I want to look at the linebacker. I think you're gonna get a lot. You have to get 1 or 2 linebackers in this draft. I think that's a must-have. Unless you sign someone in free agency, you must get a linebacker in this draft. I think. Let's go outside linebacker for a second. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with cornerback. I think I'm gonna go with this kid out of Alabama. Yeah, that was a good pickup. Okay. So I only have 2 picks left. I always like to get at least 1 running back. And what else do I need? I need another inside linebacker. So when you this late in the draft, I usually will try to go with someone. Let me look at tight end. So kid from BYU still here. Damn, kid from BYU's gone. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with tight end then. If I can't get the one I want, I'm not gonna settle for a crappy one late in the draft. We'll just have to rely on Fabian Monroe to have some development this year. Cornerback. I have no clue here. I'll just go with Peters. Apparently that's a good pick. And we'll just take the best available, and I'll just take running back and go off. Okay, Teague's not bad. I go off familiarity. I know this kick and play. He's from Ohio State. So complete draft. Now, this is not the draft I expected. Just be honest with you. Did not expect to get Zach Wilson. So the fact that Zach Wilson fell on my lap in this one is just supreme. Now, what does that do for us? That gives us, future quarterback. We have a free safety we can plug in. We have offensive tackle, a linebacker, a receiver that can play. This is not the ideal draft. It's ideal in the fact that it's Zach Wilson, but I'm going to do one more and assume that Zach Wilson's going to be taken, because what I plan to do with this is do a lot of trade downs. Go to my pick, okay, see who's available. If Zach Wilson falls again, maybe it's a sign. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, though. See, there's a lot of guys available, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I am going to do is I'm going to see what's available trade down-wise. And there's not a lot of trade down. Tampa Bay I'll move down 10 spots and get 2 picks. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so now we go here and we look at best available again. There's okay, we got a corner there, we got a linebacker, we got a couple offensive tackles. So yeah, there's a couple good options, but I want to see if I can trade down one more time and what I can get. So if I trade down one more time with Dallas, I can get 3 picks. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Not gonna be a popular opinion, but a popular option. But here we go. So I think we could use an offensive tackle. I think that's a good option. I think we can get an offensive tackle right here. So let's take the offensive tackle. What other receivers are there? I know Ovlay, isn't he? Ulave, whatever his name is, isn't even going to the draft now. Okay, so I will take the offensive tackle. If we're going to, we might as well. We have a lot of picks. We can hit a lot of the things we need. Asante Samuel got taken. It's okay. We have corners. This corners is not a big must-have right now, but there is other corners available. There's a linebacker from Notre Dame who's fallen, which people thought we were going to get at 19, but if he's falling this far, I will take him as a linebacker. So it's 2 A's right there. So the next pick, and the next pick is it 29? Is that what it is? Yeah, okay. So see what's available, see if there's any more ones. No more ones, so we got to play smart here. Now, I did say we needed a tight end, so I'm going to take a tight end. Brevin Jordan. So Brevin Jordan, and what else do we need here? We have receivers that we can get. We have an offensive tackle that I kind of want to get. I want to get if he's like 3rd or 4th round, but I've already drafted one, so I don't really need to go that route. I think I need to start going for linebackers. I think that's the big one right now. Is focused solely on linebackers. So outside linebacker, no. Okay, no, I need to look at inside linebackers. There we go. Yeah, the kid I wanted was gone. Browning from Ohio State. So maybe next time I'll take the tight end here, and then I'll get Browning. But I already got an inside linebacker. But I think Ron's going to go heavy on linebackers this offseason. I really think he's going to commit to getting as many linebackers as humanly possible. But in the same breath, I mean, I got 2 back-to-back picks here, so it doesn't really matter which one I get. I'm going to go with Jabril Cox. And apparently that was a reach. But I'm going to go with the receiver next. The receiver I want to go with is Amari Rodgers from Clemson. Yes, that's exactly the one I want. Good cat. Good cat. Yeah, buddy. He's a good player. I love to see him paired with Terry McLaurin and Allen Robinson. So now, like I said, we have a ton of picks left. 1, 2, 3. With 3 more picks left in day 2, we can pick up other things. So we need another guard. We can pick up a guard. I think we'll pick up a guard. Yeah, right there. There's a guard. He can step in and play right away. What else do we need? We need another linebacker. We've already drafted 2. We might draft a 3rd. But I think actually, because we haven't done this yet, I think we'll draft a cornerback. I think cornerback would be a good option right here. Let's see. Memphis. I'm not going to go that route. Oklahoma State, not bad, but I don't like to pick a lot of defensive players out of the Big 12. So I think I'll go with South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. And then the last pick in one of the last picks in the 3rd round. Running backs. Zamir White. What do we need? What do we need? I've hit tackle. I've hit guard. I've hit tight end. I've hit a receiver. I've not hit a free safety yet, and I don't think there's any free safeties I want right now. So I've hit tight end as well, so I don't need to go that route. I think it wouldn't be a horrible idea to go with another offensive tackle in this position. You can never have too many good linemen. But I'm going to see if there's any cornerbacks that I should go with, or any free safeties. If I'm going to take best, I can always get these free safeties next round. That's the thing. And yeah, so I just got to decide which one I want. I don't think they'll do this, but Washington might need a running back, just to be safe. Because linebackers get injured, or running backs get injured all the time. So now, like I said, I can go free safety and still get one of these guys. But I would still want to see any best available guys have fallen. I think it's like fate that all these offensive tackles are falling to me. But I can also take a defensive tackle and a quarterback. And I'll take Alec Jackson. That's just not. I'm not stupid. take the best guy. Free safety. I think this kid from Florida. I've seen the kid from Cincinnati. That kid can play. Oh, that was a bad pick. Maybe later rounds. At this point, you just kind of want to fill a roster with team needs, see what they can do. Take defensive tackle there. I think he actually will do well in the pros. Darius Stills. You play at 3. The type of position they play at WVU. WVU is my favorite college team. And if you're a defensive lineman, you can definitely do a lot of things there. And I'll just take one more cornerback. I had one bad pick in that. I should have taken Jalen. But anyway, if you're looking at that, that's more or less what I think Washington's going to do. I think they're going to trade down. I don't think they're actually going to draft in the 1st round. I think Ron Rivera will take advantage of the fact that Washington can trade down. They have some leverage. They were not going to need certain positions. Not going to need to draft a 1st round quarterback. They're going to trade down, and they're going to accumulate picks. Maybe not that many picks, but they're going to accumulate picks and fill the roster with guys on rookie deals, because they're probably going to make a push for Super Bowl, and they need as many of these young guys as they can get, so they have cap space next year to re-sign guys. So that's what I think they're going to do. They're going to try to get a lot of guys on these rookie deals. They don't cost that much. 2nd round guys don't cost that much. 3rd and 4th round guys don't cost that much. That strategically, I think, is the best option, because if you look at their cap space next year, $135 million. They got a lot of guys to sign next year. So if you look at next year, look at all these guys that have signed. They have to sign Deron Payne, Logan Thomas, Jonathan Allen. I don't think they'll sign Cornelius Lucas. I think they'll let him go. But these first 3 guys are definitely going to be on the radar to sign. You also have, I think you have Jonathan Allen needs signed next year. They might, I think Deron Payne have to take his 5th-year option. I think he might get removed from this. But Jonathan Allen, yeah, he'll get removed from this. They have to. They're going to accept his 5th-year option this year. But Deron Payne will be off this list, so he'll have 1 more year out of Deron Payne before they have to re-sign him. Logan Thomas and Jonathan Allen both need re-signed. It just really, I don't think Jerron Christian's getting re-signed. If I'm going through all these guys, Troy Atkins. So a lot of these guys aren't getting re-signed anyway. Jeremy Reeves will probably get re-signed. Maybe Steven Montez, I'm not sure. But there's a lot of these guys are not going to get re-signed. And, maybe they won't go that route. Maybe they'll go for the better players. But if you look at 2023, now you got a whole bunch of guys need to resign. You have Morgan Moses, which probably won't resign. He'll be too old. Matt Ioannidis will be maybe. So there's a lot of guys on here. Montez Sweat will need to be resigned, but I don't think they'll take the 5th-year option with him too. They just haven't exercised it yet. So there's a lot of guys on here. Terry McLaurin, that's a big one. You definitely got to resign Terry McLaurin. Cole Holcomb will probably be up for decent contracts. So you got to have cap space, and if you have a lot of rookie contracts, you'll have a lot of money available at that time. Jimmy Moreland's another one I think we'll probably end up trying to keep. So that's kind of where Washington's at. So to sum up, I think Washington will do something similar to this in the offseason. They'll sign certain key positions. Now, again, Dustin Hopkins. Let me go over this real quick. They'll cut Alex Smith after June 1st, which means they can save a good amount of portion of his salary. They don't have to pay out the whole amount. They only have to pay out 4.3 in the dead cap. Landon Collins, if you cut him after June 1st, you save about $9 million in cap space as well, and you don't have to worry about him going forward. So you don't have to worry about him going forward. Dustin Hopkins, I'm not saying we resign him, but we'll sign a kicker for about that much. And, sorry, my cat is like scratching up the carpet, and I'm waiting for her to get up under the table so I can throw a tissue box at her. Nick Sudberg, I think we'll get him for about $2 million. $2 million is probably overpaying, but I'm just trying to make sure we get him. Taylor Heineke, $2 million a year just to make sure we retain him. Cam Sims, $3 million. I think we'll get about a 2-year deal, kind of like a prove-it deal. Give him a little bit more money to see what it's worth. And then Allen Robinson will get in free agency. And like I said, I can't actually do this on this engine right here, but I think Washington will trade a 3rd round and a 4th round or something like that. It's another reason why I think Ron will trade down is to accumulate draft picks for losing a 3rd this year and a 4th next year to trade and get Matt Stafford. So, and that'll bring our salary cap, like I said, to about $10 million, roughly $9 to $10 million. And then we'll draft. It won't be exactly like this. I'm not predicting this will be our draft. I do not. I think we will trade down and try to accumulate about 2 or 3 extra picks in the 2nd or 3rd round to make up for the fact that we have to trade away a 3rd and a 4th to get a quarterback. But I'm just gonna say this: if we do these things, if we re-sign the players we resign, okay, and we get a quarterback, Allen Robinson with Matt Stafford, with Taylor Heineke, or with Terry McLaurin, with our tight ends. Hopefully, our tight end comes on board. Shadiq Charles, and if we get Brevin Jordan, I really want to get him out of Miami. If we get those pieces and our offensive line solidified, we're going to look pretty good on offense next year. And our defense already looks stellar. I mean, that's why I say we signed Arnold Darby. He's a big part of our defense this year. And if you get the other pieces like at linebacker and safety to fall in place, we're looking at a team that for a couple of years could be a contender. That's what I'm saying. I think Washington's going to go a lot more all in these next 2 years. And like I said, I really do think that Ron is going to draft as many guys as possible to see if he can get any gems and mixed in this. So that's my video. This is Redskins Rant. This is JD. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think Washington's going to do at quarterback? What do you think we're going to do in free agency? Let me know. And just comment down below. Let me know. And hail to the Redskins. See ya.